Welcome back to Geek'd Up Bets. Joe DeLeone, Sean Anderson here with our MLB picks for Friday. We also got the Weekend Parlay. We've got our random bets of the week, and we're going to hear from our good friend, the AI Geek Bot, who's going to call in with his pick. I'm sure he's going to be nice and mean to us like he always is. Speaking of which, if you think you're better than him and you can pick games better than him, go on over to thesportsgeek.com and sign up for our Beat the Geek contest where you place weekly picks and you try to see if you can outperform the Geekbot. And if you do the best, you can win weekly prizes. If you do the best the entire season, you get an NFL trip for two. It's free to sign up. Going over to thesportsgeek.com. We're also, by the way, going to get to Fernando Mendoza talking about his second game, which was a little shaky. Before we get there, make sure also to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future content. Sean, how you doing?
Any night where I get to sit down and listen to some clacking of pads like I did last night, even in the preseason, is good. Also, I know I have come off as counterculture at times, contrarian at times, someone who thinks he's better than a lot of shows at times. Official statement, I genuinely enjoy the show Tires and everything about it. I am somebody who is a fan of that project. And
the
that's
most
big for me
cliche
to
statement,
say.
big white dude says that, I tried not to like it. But Tires, that one got me. Oh, it got me. What is this? You thought that was some sort of profound revelation?
I found it should be. For those that know me, I don't watch these new shows that all these dudes just watch because they have girlfriends. They can't talk to them. I am somebody who watches stuff that I want to watch. I've never had any pressure to watch something I don't want to watch. I watch that show, and I enjoy that show. So that is a big step for me to announce, and everybody should understand that that's a big deal.
Well, I think the vast majority, the general audience, is Sean Anderson. I think that they made the show for Sean Anderson. What are you talking about?
That's a crazy statement.
What are you talking about? The sense of humor on that show is not for like, you're not going to sit and watch that with your girlfriend. You're just not going to.
You shouldn't.
No.
Yeah. I think it actually encapsulates the Pennsylvania niche, like I don't know, man. They just do a lot of things right. They are pretty to real life accurate with a lot of stuff. It's a good show, and I will say that. And I do not plant my flag in a lot of shows nowadays.
Well, I'm proud of you for growing and not being contrarian.
This isn't growth. This is not some growth. This is, I am telling you that this is a good show, and you should be able to trust my judgment on that.
All right.
Keep watching. What's the stupid show with the Parks and Rec guy where they're all in the office and they have two different people? The one where they're a person in the office. Severance. Keep telling me Severance is a good show. Every clip I've ever seen from
shows. They're two completely different shows.
It looks like the biggest snooze fest ever. All you people that
now you're not gonna good show. It's a pretty
Wage Chud gets
show.
home from wage work and then watches a show about wage. Yeah, okay.
That aspect of it, I won't disagree. It's kind of lame that it's like, oh boy, when you leave work, it's like two completely different lives. It's so relatable. Yeah, that aspect of it's pretty lame and stupid. What's not lame and stupid are our picks for today for the MLB. Do I read this correctly? You went 2-0 again yesterday?
I did.
Oh, look at you. I'm also just pushing money around again. I went 1-1. I'm sitting at 8-10. This is just infuriating. The no-run first inning bet hit, but I didn't get my strikeout bet. Hopefully this strikeout bet hits. I don't really like the strikeout props today, but we're going to go with Sean Manaea over 5.5 strikeouts against the White Sox. I originally had Sean Burke, wrote it down, placed the bet, opened back up my notes, and the line moved from 5.5, or the prop moved from 5.5 to 6.5, so got completely screwed over there. Literally I've never seen it happen before. 2-minute stretch. Much better juice on that one, but it didn't come to fruition here. Manaea over 5.5 strikeouts. 25th are the Mets against strikeouts, and Manaea is 3 for 5 on that 5.5 point line.
Hey, good luck on that pick, Joe.
Thanks,
my
man.
First pick. Trying out a new strategy. Oh, I'm sure taking Sean Manaea props are going to work out for you. I'm taking a real pitcher to win a ball game tonight. That's the Brewers money line versus the Braves. The Braves are starting Chris Sale, which would normally indicate that the other team loses this year because Chris Sale is like over 35. I think he might be like 37 or 38. And he is having like a career renaissance. Unless he is going up against Jacob Misiorowski for the Brewers, the best pitcher in baseball. Watch this game. Watch this game, and you will you're going to watch two of the best pitchers in baseball right now. If you are not, if you're sitting here like, oh, I don't know if the baseball really holds up to what it was in 2005 when everyone was juicing. Watch these two pitchers go at each other, and you're going to realize you couldn't get the bat off your shoulder if you had 100 tries. Jacob Misiorowski is a stud. Brewers are going to win this game. Those are my thoughts on that.
So you and I are doubling up here. We've got 2 no-run first inning props, which is either a good sign or a bad sign that we're both reverting to this. I do kind of feel like it's an admittance of defeat to start picking no-run first inning bets.
Yeah. I didn't even realize.
That's just me. Cardinals Phillies. Cardinals are 5-5 in their last 10 games on the no-run first inning bets. Phillies are 7-3 though, but here's where the juice is we have a pitching duel that should set up for an opportunity for there to not be a run in the first inning. Dobbins on the mound for the Cardinals, 86%. He doesn't have as many outings for no-run first inning. I think he's 6-1. And Luzardo, 96%, 7-game streak. He's 24-1. So I just need Dobbins to hold strong, to not give up any runs, for this one to go through the hoop.
I will say that the no-run first inning props we're scraping a little bit here on a Friday, but the Sports Geek does offer a tremendous no-run first inning article on Fridays. I think they do it other days of the week, but their Friday one is tremendous. A lot of good picks in there. My hubris told me I didn't even need to consult it, which I should have, because their no-run first inning picks are always solid. Pittsburgh Pirates versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. I'm dipping the well back into the Dodgers, but guess what? I'm not picking the Dodgers to do anything but not score in the first inning and keep the Pittsburgh Pirates from not scoring in the first inning. How would they do that? Yoshinobu Yamamoto's on the mound. He's a pretty good pitcher, and he's going up against Bubba Chandler. Bubba Chandler is a very solid pitcher in this Pirates staff. They're all good. We all know there's been a dark cloud around Skeens this year, but everyone else on the Pirates has just been thriving. I don't know if it's because every other team focuses on Skeens too much, that these guys are kind of working in the shadows as the puppet regime, just getting strikeouts and moving through the game. But I do not expect a lot of huge scoring in this one. The Dodgers are still cold. The Pirates aren't that great offensively. So 1 inning, no run. Let's just kick it off and get it done. Okay? Can we do that, Joe? Can we hit these?
Nope. That's not going to happen. We all know that's not going to happen.
All right.
You and I will be yelling at each other later tonight when we're... Although, I guess these games are probably going to be pretty late. I don't know. I'm hoping that we get the ball through the hoop on this. One story that we want to get to for the preseason before we talk some of our other weekend bets. Fernando Mendoza's second game against the Texans in the preseason was not as strong as his opening performance against the Cardinals. And naturally, a lot of people like to pile on. Naturally, we live in the microwaved environment where, hey, he threw a really bad pick to Wade Woodaz. A slow, clunky linebacker that you should just never get picked off by. He looked really bad. It was cartoonish. Mendoza stinks. I understand that there's two sides to this. We did really, really hype him up after his opening performance, and we talked very, very highly of him, while many could construe that as an overreaction. And I'm here trying to shut down the overreaction to the bad. I'm merely coming in here saying, just because he went 8 for 15 with no touchdowns and a pick for 86 yards does not mean that Fernando Mendoza is cooked. It means that the dude needs to play. The guy needs to go out there and make mistakes. I'm going to continue to use this as evidence to say that he needs to be the starter week 1. probably isn't going to happen. Seems like Kirk Cousins is pretty much locked in, but at some point they got to turn the keys over to Mendoza to let him go out there and make plays. Because for every bad pick that he threw to Woodaz, nobody's going to bring up the nice layered throw that he had over Woodaz earlier on in the drive. Or the other throw that he had to Malik Benson that was a really nice pass that completed a first down a little bit later on in the game. I think that Mendoza's got a lot to build off of, and I guess the general sentiment here is that we need to just give a little bit of pause before we start to get really, really worried.
Joe, could I get some brief, could you do a quick like news hit music for me? Like a da-da-da-da-da-da? Yeah, could I? All right. 3, 2, go.
I'm no selling you.
Oh, that sucks.
I don't do
breaking. Rookie quarterback struggles against Texans defense, which is the best in the league. Yeah, it's the best defense in the league. I'm not worried about this one bit. I would think that Fernando Mendoza was a gift from God had he gone down and carved up that defense, a feat that nobody does in the NFL. The Texans defense is deep. They are strategically playing much better defense than anybody else that I've seen. Denver has a lot of savage ball hunters on their defense, but they don't play like the Texans. The Texans play from player 1 to player 11 on a string, and it is impressive. A pick 6 in his preseason game, fine with me. Get it out your system. I bet Fernando Mendoza is not the quarterback to make the same mistake a bunch of times, which is the one thing that I think plagues a lot of teams is not seeing growth and having an instinctive quarterback who will repeat mistakes. Brett Favre was like that. Brett Favre threw across the body, across the field interceptions his entire career. Now, the other side of that is the good, which is the gunslinging part that everyone reveres. I don't think Fernando Mendoza is that type of quarterback processor where he's not going to throw off his back foot a little bit delayed over the middle with a linebacker in the running back's back pocket. I just would not expect that to happen again. Just the way that he plays. By the way, ball got there pretty fast. And that was one thing where I'm like, am I out of my mind, or did he kind of zip that thing in there? And if it was 2 feet to the left, it's just a completion. I'm telling you, I think he's made of the right stuff. I hope he continues to play more and more for the Raiders. He should start week 1. My tone on that has not changed one bit. It doesn't move me that he threw a pick 6. You know who's going to... Do we think Kirk Cousins is going to throw a pick 6 in the regular season?
Right.
Do we think that's possible? Oh, my God. Is that even a... Oh, could he... Kirk would never. Kirk would have thrown the pick 6 to the defensive tackle on that play. It wouldn't have even got to the running back. It's 20 yards away off your back foot. His arm is cooked at up. So I just cannot fathom the decision to think you are helping your ball team by starting that guy. You're just not. Kirk Cousins is at his best when the stakes are low, when the team is already eliminated from the playoffs, when it's maybe in the preseason. I think Kirk could go out there and ball out. But regular season, when it all matters, when you're playing with the pressure, Kirk, at this part of his career, is not that guy. So Mendoza would just be losing time, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that the way to look at this is, and again, we were really excited about the highs of last week. I'm still excited about some of the highs from this performance. I think that you brought up the key point here. Even with the backups for the Texans it's still one of the deepest defenses in the NFL. So you've got all these tremendous players that are up and comers that might end up serving contributing roles in this defense this upcoming year. I mean, you have Cade McDonald coming completely unblocked, and people were posting that and using that as some sort of justification that Mendoza's got a problem. Dude, a screaming Cade McDonald coming at you full speed with nobody touching him. Nobody touched him. He had
Doesn't
a little
seem
soft,
fun.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to deal with that. And he kind of had flashbacks to the Big Ten championship game. I believe it was Caden Curry who smoked them on that one play. But look, you hit it on here where Kirk Cousins isn't exactly going to keep you afloat. This isn't going to be a competitive team. I will say this. I do think that there are a lot of bits with the Raiders to get excited about. I think that there are some really exciting young players on this team. Stooks made a nice play I'm going to keep pushing this. I think Mike Washington is going to turn into one of the best RB2s in the NFL. I think that we're going to get a little bit of a Kenneth Walker, Mike Washington tandem here going, or Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet with Genty and with Washington. I think it's going to happen. I think that we are going to, by year 2, have both these guys. Maybe Genty goes for 1,500 and Washington goes for 900 and he sharks a couple of touchdowns. The way that dude runs is perfect for short yardage, which if there's no lane, he's just going to say, all right, I'm going to run 100 miles an hour into this mob of people and someone's going to come out the other side and it's going to be me.
It's so funny how much more interested I am in the Raiders running back room, which is still very unproven. Washington's unproven. Like Genty was fine, and then everyone's just expecting him to somehow hit another gear this year. And Dylan Laube is kind of an exciting running back. And then you see like a little more proven backfield like Washington's, and I turn my nose up at it, and I'm like, ugh, okay, let's see what you guys have. Like the Raiders, room to room. Is not treated the same in my book. I am excited about the Raiders running back room. I'm starting to get a little excited about this offense. I think Brock Bowers, it could be like a 1,200-yard tight end year for him.
I'm telling you.
1,200 yards, 12 touchdowns, maybe 80 to 90 catches. I'm just starting to really like it. You know who won't get Brock Bowers the ball easily? Kirk Cousins. Because that ball gets
you're
there.
scarred by this man.
Dude, it's almost not even a scarring at this point. Like I've taken emotion out of it, but looking back on it, I'm just more grossed out by some of the quarterback play that we thought in the NFL was passable from Kirk Cousins at this point in his career. It's just not. I'm sorry, Joe. I am so out on weak-armed quarterbacks right now, thinking that they can go and dial it up. If
Kirk
you got a guy.
Would you rather have Kirk or Tua?
Oh my God. Did you see Tua throw that ball right into Grover Stewart's arms? Grover Stewart making the entire Atlanta Falcons offense look like a college team, by the way. He went to Albany State.
I know everybody does the whole bit where, like, oh, it's a practice clip. We can't overreact to it. That had to have been one of the worst practice clips that I've ever witnessed with Tua. He looked panicked and freaked out. And just threw a loaf of bread up in one of the worst sequences I've ever witnessed. There has to be some sort of an embargo on publishing team clips like that. I'm surprised the Falcons were okay with that being published because
they should have flagged the Colts for that. Yeah, they should have flagged the Colts and reported their account. Also, by the way, this whole practice, it's not real practice for Tua, okay? What he should be practicing, it's actually a bad habit for him to practice this because in practice, Joe, as you know, you don't want to sack the quarterback so you can see how the trenches do and how the running backs do in their pickup on pass plays, how the linebackers cover, how everyone works together. And that's easier to do if a ball ends up being live in the air. What will happen in the season is because Tua got so much practice doing this, he's going to force balls like that right into the chest of defensive linemen instead of spiking it into the ground. I would have loved to have just seen him just kill the ball. Just kill the ball in that clip and that play. I don't care if it ruins the practice. I do not care. I do not like him building habits thinking that he's Superman. I think it hurts him. I think he believes that he can make these plays in the regular season because of practice lets him do it. A whole 2 sacks and a loaf of bread.
I'm praying for Atlanta. I'm praying that you guys get through these trying times and then you can draft Lenore Sellers in the first round of the upcoming draft. I'm looking forward to it. All right, Sean, let's get to the weekend parlay before we get out here. Let's get to these picks that we have. My 3 legs that I put down here, by the way, put down 5 to win us 360. My 3 legs, I'm going to go Rams money line as I discussed. I am excited to watch Ty Simpson play again, and I want a rooting interest in that. Bears minus 2.5 against the Bengals. Bengals starters are not going to be playing. I think that the Bears showed that they've got enough juice to win preseason games. They're doing this fun thing where they're cycling through play callers during the preseason. They did it with Antoine Randall L against the Bears. Now, big separation between them and the Browns. So I think that Antoine Randall L, maybe if they pass on the play calling to somebody else, could cook up some great things as well. And lastly, Kyler's not playing against the Ravens. So that means we've got a whole lot of J.J. McCarthy against Ravens backups. So we're going to go Ravens money line. We got that at plus odds. That's what I'm going for my 3.
get Kyler in there. I cannot have a narrative game for 9 in week 2 of the preseason. People are starting to get too tuned in. My weekend parlay, Colts giving 3.5 points versus the doo-doo butt Atlanta Falcons, minus 108. It's so simple, so easy. I will pick against the Falcons every single game this year in direct protest of the team and their decision-making. I'm already ready to fire Stefanski. Francis Tiafoe money line versus Lorenzo Musetti. This is kind of the Sean versus Joe of tennis. They're playing in Cincinnati. Francis Tiafoe, DMV guy. Lorenzo Musetti, assumedly Italian. Cubs money line versus Mariners is my final pick at 108. That is going to be a fun one. I think Matthew Boyd's on the mound for the Cubs.
Maybe we get a stake out of this one. 5 to win 300. Steak prop bet. If it wins, we're going to the steakhouse. Probably one of our easier. I didn't put any ridiculous picks in here.
Can we stake out the steakhouse?
Can we stake out? What does that even mean?
Like we're just outside watching the game, waiting for entry by the last game.
We should do that. Although I don't. When is the last? I think I got some Saturday games on here.
It would have to be one of the preseasons.
Yeah, probably one of those. All right, random bet of the week. This is an absolute heater. Plus 330 snooker. The Wuhan Open. Zhao Xingtong over Judd Trump. They have the same odds.
Can't be real.
It is. They have the same odds as the 2 best odds to win the Wuhan Open. So I'm taking Zhao Xingtong plus 330.
Good pick, Joe.
I have no further elaboration at this time.
Yes. I will not provide further elaboration either. But my random bet of the week, Lupita Medina over Brooke Cibrian in boxing. Lupita Medina is a great boxing name. That is a fun one. You can almost see Medina or Medina on a boxing poster, like a classic boxing poster. Big bold letters, old dirty poster. Like I'm all in on it. Give me Lupita to win this thing.
What event is that? Is it just a head-to-head?
Just boxing, yeah, head-to-head.
Okay. All right, we got to hear from our good friend, the AI Chud, that we all love. All right. He called in for any of us that are unfamiliar. The Sports Geek has a tremendous, I have to give him a little bit of props, AI picking. I always like trip myself up on properly illustrating this. We have an AI that picks games every single day, provides those picks on the website at thesportsgeek.com. He calls in, and we also have the Beat the Geek contest at thesportsgeek.com where you can try to outperform him during the NFL season. Sign up for free, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show. Also are able to get weekly prizes and a grand prize of a NFL trip for 2 at the end of the season. Again, it is free to sign up. If you want to pick games and have a fun way to stay engaged this season, make sure to go and sign up on thesportsgeek.com. All right, he called in to share his pick for this weekend. Let's hear what we've got.
Oh. That's pretty good. Oh. Oh, thank you. Oh.
Oh.
Were you there?
Oh.
Thanks.
Yeah. He was speaking a little slow there. Is he okay?
I think that his after sensitivity training, he's being a little more thoughtful with his words and to space them out.
That's depressing. There's nothing worse when you got to use the communal laundry and you got to keep rerunning it and it's just like
Dude.
not working.
And I had like
college nightmares to that.
I had like a line starting behind me, like there was another hamper down there.
No.
Where I'm like
one unit.
Yeah, one washer, one dryer. I think there's 8 units in the building, so it's like every time I've gone down there, I've had access to be able to do it. But it's like I'm sitting here like it's got to be dry after this turn. I can't do another hour on the dry. And I'm telling you, when I pulled it out of the washer, that massive mega load, it was cold and wet as clothes could be. And I'm like, oh my God, there's no way this thing is going to dry in one. And it's charging me. So if I'm doing, I think I'm going to try it again today. I'm going to go with a reasonable sized load. I don't think I need to go to laundry training. I didn't like the Geekbot saying that I needed to go to reading training either. Speaking, maybe I could go.
Yeah, I think you could use a lot of help in that regard. Mm-hmm. All right, to get us out of here, Cursed Prop Bets for where Sean and I make up a line for something or something related to a headline. And we discuss if we take the over or the under. So, Sean, there was a headline that came out this week from new Oklahoma State head coach Eric Morris. This is a quote. There was even a push notification from ESPN on this, and it was probably one of the more warranted push notifications that were distributed. This is the quote from head coach Eric Morris. "My brain's constantly going, and so I don't sleep very well. I've had a couple of armadillo problems tearing up my lawn. Finally, a couple days ago, I just popped up at 2:30 because I couldn't sleep, and I thought it was a great opportunity for me to go outside, and luckily, I found him. It was my first encounter with an armadillo." Oh, wait, that is part of the article. He said, "Had to send a text message to my neighbors. I apologized for the gunshot. I am in the country, so it was legal, but I did get rid of him." So, by the way, this has inspired me. I'm dealing with a pigeon problem.
Oh yeah,
I have been squirting them with. Yesterday was raining really bad, so they got a little froggy yesterday. They decided to be risky and come hang out on the balcony, and I bopped their ass yesterday. But starting to wonder, this gave me. I probably can't pull out a handgun in Jersey City on my balcony. I'm sure that I will get put on some sort of a watch list, but it's making me think about it because those pigeons are starting to piss me off. Over under is the win total for Oklahoma State, 6.5. So this is actually tied to Oklahoma State. Are you going to take? You knocked yourself out of focus, by the way. You think that? I think I already had the over on 6.5. But I'm liking the idea here of this is the energy that he's bringing to the table.
Yeah, killing armadillos. That's good. You know what? There's such a creature that I have never experienced with like. There's no armadillos in Northern Virginia or Jersey, so I don't know how loud they could be. But I
don't know how you shoot one. I thought they're supposed to be hard.
Yes, they're armored, so it's okay. I think if you have like a shotgun, you're probably gonna be okay. But if you had like a little pistol, I bet you wouldn't be an easy break through that shell. I mean, it's armor, and I think they're kind of nasty too. So good for Coach Morris. Getting work done. You should knock on your neighbor's doors today and be like, "Hey, I'm going to shoot one of these pigeons. Just giving you a heads up." Look,
rifle in hand.
Animal control says they can't get up here in the rain, so I'm just going to start blasting. So,
I'm going to need you to. I'm going to need you to act like nothing's going on. I'm going to need you to also step away from the windows. I will pay for any window repairs. I'm going to need you guys to just act real cool. We need to send a message. Full ghillie suit going on my concrete balcony.
Could you imagine missing and then exploding one of your neighbor's sliding glass door windows, and then you got to sit there and be like, "Sorry, neighbor,
almost got him."
Almost.
All right, before I get called for my weekly spot in Memphis, what's your cursed prop bet?
Robot Olympics minus 150. Whether or not Sean will be attending in the future. I am taking those odds, by the way, as a video surfaced in Beijing from the Robot Olympics, which is just a tweet. I didn't confirm whether or not there was actual Robot Olympics happening. But there was a little cute robot running down the track, and then it hit a foam stopping pad, and it landed on its head, falling backwards, and then sparks erupted from its groin and pelvis area. If that's happening at the Robot Olympics, and if a robot falls, I get to see a fireworks show, I will attend. I will completely flip my stance on robots not being able to take the place of humans in sport. Because you give me robots literally going to their maximum, like a horse would when a horse's heart explodes. I am interested. Robot Olympics, all in.
Here's the only thing, though. I think that you being you being a contrarian and also hating technology is going to keep you away from this. So I'm going to take the answer to no. I'm going to go no on this.
No, I'm all in.
I did love the video, though. The cartoonish explosion from the stupid robot was. If the events are like that, I would absolutely tune in.
Well, it should be, if you lose your funding and you have to start from scratch. I think that's interesting because these are like, there's millions of dollars pumped into the R&D and building of these machines. So there are stakes on the line.
Right.
Like the NFL, what do you have? You just have a bunch of guys that were born into an NFL body? That's not impressive to me. Pour in millions of dollars and generate funding for a robot and then also program it so if it falls down, it explodes. That is something I can really get invested in.
All right, everybody. That is going to be it from us here on the Sports Geek. From the Sports Geek on Geek'd Bets. We will talk to you guys later. We'll see you on Monday.